This is no Arthur Morgan that you'll be dealing with though. This would be Jessie Rentier. He is poised to take over his father's monster hunting business. Now, as you play as Jessie, he uses 4 weapons that we have seen from the trailers and as posted on Folks Entertainment website for Evil West. These weapons will be upgradable through the coin currency that you collect throughout the game that is hidden in barrels, on people, and such. Jessie uses a revolver that allows rapid fire. He also has a rifle which is pretty basic in the beginning of the game, but have the capabilities of being upgraded to a way more powerful weapon. He also uses a flamethrower that refuels itself from the lightning in the gauntlet, which is pretty interesting for the simple fact that you will have to make sure that you allow the gauntlet time to charge, or you can find yourself down one weapon, especially after using a flamethrower. The last weapon is badass gauntlet that I am definitely interested in using. And the way the gauntlet is made, when he goes in for a punch, it reads Rentier Institute, which is pretty damn cool. The gauntlet will be pretty basic early on in the game, but it will be upgradable to allow the lightning feature. So you will not have the lightning feature in the beginning starting off. Next available character that you'll be able to use, I believe it's only in co-op, is Edgar. He was handpicked by Jessie's father to be part of the Rentier Institute and is close to retirement, so he's on his way out soon. There's not much gameplay of Edgar, just a few pictures, and you see him in the trailer at the end making a joke with Jessie. But the one thing I did notice is Edgar will not have all the weapons that Jessie has. I did not see the gauntlet and none of the things that pictured Edgar. The only weapon I see him use was the knife at the end of the trailer when he cut off the demon head. But if you look closely on his right hand, you will see some brass knuckles. What look like brass knuckles. So I wonder if that's something he will use instead of the gauntlet. But in co-op, if your buddy decides to join in, he will be mainly Edgar. I hope I am wrong about the gauntlet because that made Edgar a little less interesting than Jessie, but maybe that is part of the game and what they meant to do. Someone who has not been shown in the trailer but is on the Evil West page is Dr. Emilia BlackWell, and she is part of the reason why the Rentier Institute exists in the first place, according to her background story. She's a leader of the Callisto cell, which I'm pretty sure we'll learn more about, with her not being mentioned in the game yet, but be on the game homepage as a character for the Institute makes me wonder how big of a role she will be playing in this narrative-driven game. She could be the brains behind the operation, but have some killer weapons of her own, you know, like science stuff. If Folks Entertainment is doing the game right and wants to add some more diversity, they should definitely make her a playable character in the online co-op. Do you agree? The last protagonist will be Jessie's father, William Rentier. I am sure we will meet him at some point in the storyline. Those are all the good guys that we have been privy to know about so far. So let's meet the other team. Now we know that the biggest antagonist in the room is the vampires, but there is humans in this game as well, and supposedly they are being controlled by the vampires. It does not give a good explanation of how they're being controlled. I'm assuming you will both fight vampires and humans through the narrative-driven game. Now before we move on and I explain the other side, which is the vampires are the monsters that we be fighting in this game, remember to hit one of those engagement buttons and to subscribe to keep up with more Evil West news and updates until release. So let's start with the monster team. The first monster is the Hags. This will be your lowest level minion, or level vampire in my opinion. This will be a monster that you will end up fighting throughout the game quite a bit. They are supposed to put up a fight, but about 3 punches, then you'll be done with them. So they really quick work. You'll be fighting more than one at a time since the Hags moves in groups, so just be aware of that. But they are not real smart, which make them an easy target and an easy kill. You have these monsters called Nagals, and they resemble werewolves. I was curious where the name Nagals came from, so I did Google it real quick and didn't come back with anything, so I'm assuming they came up with that name by themselves. It seems like this is a common thing where there is vampires, you also see werewolves. I am assuming they teamed up with the vampires to stop Jessie, since the Institute is a monster hunting business, not just vampires. The Nagals are more melee attack enemies and they can dodge small caliber rounds, so the revolver might not do anything against them. You may have to fight these type of enemies 2 or 3 at a time. So once you come across these monsters, remember to take them down quick because when they howl, they increase the combat ability of the other Nagals that's around them. It'd be hard to fight them if you allow them to keep on growing in power from the howls. So I can see how they would be a problem. Now we enter the self-proclaimed tanks of the game, and they go by the name Leechers. And they will come at you head on, as shown in this gameplay when Jessie was fighting them. What I don't recall in the gameplay is the Leechers using a shield to protect them from the straight on attacks. That was a surprise to me because it was not shown in none of the gameplay. They gave us a tip that if a Leecher's shield is destroyed, a Leecher can regenerate this shield and prepare for another attack. So Nagals and Leechers are going to be hard to fight if you do happen to come across them at the same time. The strongest of these groups of monsters is the HighBorns. Their weapon is their wings and their aerial attacks, and they can call on bats in swarms to help them fight in battle, or they can use the bats to replenish their health. And I'm assuming they do that by eating them. This was the gameplay footage we seen in the recent trailer of Jessie fighting this monster. It took a while for the player to beat the HighBorns, so therefore they skipped a little bit. So I'm assuming you will have to fight them for a brief moment of time, longer than any other monster. The HighBorns look like they could be more challenging than the rest of the monsters that's around because of how they're able to move with their wings. So it looks like attacking from a distance could be the best course of strategy to defeat them. The game is due to release November 22nd, 2022. So remember to hit that subscribe button for more information on this game as it approaches release. Welcome to Mr. Unleashed World.